Good morning. This is Ms. Razan. Today we are going to talk about damaging foods. You know that some food can harm our bodies. So, to protect them, we have to eat foods that are good for us. So, if you look at these pictures, you will find that we have healthy and unhealthy foods. So, can you tell me which picture shows healthy food? Excellent. The first picture shows healthy food because we have vegetables and we have proteins and some carbohydrates. What about the second picture? This picture shows unhealthy foods. So, we have to eat foods that are good for us to protect our bodies. So, we have to choose those foods, not the unhealthy foods. Now, please open your book, page 130, and write beside the title, Damaging Foods number 1. Page 130, please write beside the title, Damaging Foods number 1. Now, look at this picture, which shows a lunch box. So, which of the foods do you think are healthy and which are unhealthy? So focus on the picture and tell me which foods are healthy and which are unhealthy. Okay, let's mention them together. Let's start with the first drink, which is cola. What do you think? Cola is healthy or unhealthy? Sure, it's unhealthy. What about the bread? The bread, you know that we have to eat carbohydrates, so bread is healthy. Also, we have inside the bread, we have vegetables. So vegetables or salad, they are healthy. And here we have a chocolate bar. This chocolate bar, because it's chocolate, so it's unhealthy. And also we have a fruit, so fruits are healthy. And the last thing inside the sandwich, we have meat. So cold meat also is healthy. So in your book, there is a question. Look at the lunch books. Which of the foods do you think are healthy and which are unhealthy? Write them in the table. So let's complete the table. As we say that we have bread, salad, fruit, cheese, and meat inside the sandwich. Those are healthy foods and foods only. But in unhealthy food or drink, we have cola, drink, unhealthy drink, and also we have chocolate bar. So please complete the table in your book. Unhealthy foods. Okay. Now focus on this picture. What is the food group here? We have oil, we have nuts, another type of oil. So, excellent. It's fats. You have to know that we need to eat some fatty foods to keep us warm and also to give us energy. But eating too many fatty foods is bad because this will harm our bodies and makes us overweight. So again, we have to eat some fatty foods to keep us warm and to give us energy, but eating too many fatty foods that will make us overweight. Okay. Now, let's see what will happen to the heart if we eat too many fatty foods. So we said before that our heart is very important. So this picture shows the heart. You know that the heart pumps blood around our bodies. So, the heart is very important because it pumps blood around our bodies through tubes. So, this blood pass through tubes. Those tubes called arteries and veins. So again, the heart is very important because it pumps blood around our bodies through tubes called arteries and veins. So here we have arteries and here we have veins. So in your book, page 130, also there is a picture of heart. So here in your book, we have arteries and here we have veins. So please label them in your book. Arteries and veins. Those are the tubes that let the blood pass or move to all our body parts. Okay, so please label them. Now the question is, what will happen if we eat too many fatty foods? So, we said that eating too much fatty foods that will harm our bodies. So, how these fatty foods affect our heart? So, to answer this question, look at this picture. Do you know what is this? Actually, in this picture, we have an artery. And this artery is blocked with fat. So, if you eat too much fat, the tubes, which are arteries and veins in the heart, become blocked. So, look here, we have fat. So, because this person ate fatty foods, so in his tubes there is many fats. So here the tubes, which are arteries and veins in the heart, become blocked with fat, and that will prevent the blood from passing to the body, so the blood cannot flow. So when the arteries and veins are blocked with fat, that will prevent the blood from passing to the body, so the blood cannot flow. And when the blood stops flowing, we have a heart attack. So if you look at this person, he has a heart attack. And also this one has a heart attack. So when the arteries and veins are blocked with fat, so the blood cannot pass and cannot flow to our body, and that will make heart attack. So we mustn't eat too many fatty foods to avoid heart attack. So we mustn't eat too many fatty foods to avoid heart attack. So we can protect our heart by eating the right foods and also exercising. Okay. Now, I'm going to explain another illness, which is type 2 diabetes. So, now we are going to start with diabetes type 2. Actually, we have more than one type of diabetes. So, now you have to understand what do we mean by diabetes type 2. So, what is type 2 diabetes and how do our bodies use sugar which is in the blood? Now focus please. You have to know that diabetes means increasing the amount of sugar in the blood. So again, diabetes means increasing the amount of sugar in the blood. So if you eat too much food without making exercises, that will increase the amount of sugar in the blood. So it's very important to eat the right foods and also exercising. So again, diabetes means increasing the amount of sugar because of eating too much food in the blood. So when we have too much sugar in the blood, that's called diabetes. Now the question is, how do our bodies use the sugar which is in the blood? So we say that our bodies use the sugar in the blood. So here we have revision for eating too much food without exercising, that will increase the amount of sugar in the arteries or in the blood, So now the question was, how do our bodies use the sugar which is in the blood? To answer this question, look at this picture, which shows our body parts like lungs, liver, stomach here, and we have also pancreas. You know that all parts are important. For example, lungs for breathing. Okay, liver and stomach for digesting food. Now, let's focus on pancreas. We have to know what is the function of pancreas. So, pancreas is very important in our body because it produces a chemical called insulin. And this chemical helps our body to use sugar from our food to make energy. So, again, pancreas produces insulin. And insulin is very important because it helps our body to use sugar from our food to make energy. So, pancreas is very important because it produces insulin. But if we eat too much food, it can be difficult to pancreas to produce enough insulin. So the amount of sugar in the blood increases, and the name of the illness here is type 2 diabetes. Again, if we eat too much food, it can be difficult for the pancreas to produce enough insulin. So the amount of sugar in the blood increases and the person can become ill. And the name of the illness here is diabetes type 2. So the conclusion, to protect our body from illnesses like heart attack and type 2 diabetes, we have to eat healthy foods. Now please open your book again, 130, and highlight what we explained before. Let's start here with the first sentence. We need to eat some fatty foods to keep us warm and to give us energy. But we cannot eat too many because this will harm our bodies. We say that we have two illnesses, which are heart attack and type 2 diabetes. Now also here highlight, if we eat too many fatty foods, the tubes, arteries and veins in the heart become blocked with fat. So blood cannot flow and that will make heart attack. And in next page 131, highlight type 2 diabetes. As we say, the pancreas produces insulin, and the function of insulin here helps our body to use sugar from our food to make energy. And as we said, if the amount of sugar increases in the blood, that will make type 2 diabetes. So highlight the last thing here. The amount of sugar in the blood increases and the person can become ill. And this illness is type 2 diabetes. So we studied two types of illnesses. Number one, type 2 diabetes, and the second one, heart attacks. Thank you for listening. Study well and good luck.